Well, there's nothing scarier, is there?
Yeah, very scary.
I've been sued more than once for significant things. I used to be involved in a business that took care of children, and we had a situation where something bad happened to a child months after they were involved in our program. But we were sued anyway, and it made the front page of the paper, a big paper, #2 probably newspaper in the United States. We were on the front page, and immediately you're assumed guilty. Of course, we thought we were innocent, and eventually we were exonerated and found 100% innocent. But still, it's going to happen. It's something that you need to be mentally prepared for. Somehow something's going to go wrong. If you're in business long enough, it's going to happen. And it's going to be the most unpleasant experience that you've probably had in your life up to that point. I also got sued for something I think is kind of funny. I had a lot of female employees who were had large breasts, and every single one of them was hired sight unseen, and we got sued for that. And we were able to have the women come in and say, I was interviewed over the telephone. They didn't know I had large breasts, and so the suit was dismissed. But that sort of stuff is going to happen. You have to get prepared and get used to it, especially the more successful you get. Once we were big and people saw that we were big and had lots of money, we became a target. Walked around with a big target on our chest.
Yeah,
I know you've been sued.
Yeah, if you're in business long enough, you're going to get sued, and that's a tough lesson for people, especially people who consider themselves to have a certain moral makeup, I guess, to accept. A good attorney is going to sue. You know, if there's an issue, they're going to sue every party they can possibly imagine. And what Jim said about having a target, the more successful that you are, the more it's perceived that you have all of this money. So therefore, if I sue, they're not going to go through the deposition process. They're not going to take it to court because it'll cost you, say, $20,000 to $50,000 to take it to court. I can get a $10,000 settlement very quickly if I sue. So it's just something that you have to accept, which is very difficult and scary. And as an entrepreneur, you get your defenses up. You say, well, that's not right. I'm going to fight it. And then you think economically, sometimes it does make sense to settle, unfortunately. And so it's a very scary thing to get served with those papers. All of a sudden, somebody's knocking on your door. It's like, wait a minute, I'm getting sued for what? And well, this is not right, or that this is not something that I even did. Okay, but are you going to fight it? Take it to court? Are you going to settle? I mean, all of those issues that come to play, and it's just not comfortable at all. But it's something as a business owner, unfortunately, that kind of goes with the territory. You're in business long enough, you will get filed suits somehow, some way. You probably will get sued.
And let's talk for a second about how we prevent it and then how we win. I know documentation of everything you do, especially in HR, is going to help. Having a legal relationship prior to getting sued is important. You need to have a lawyer from as soon as your company can afford it. So if you're a 2-year-old company, you should probably go get a lawyer, not necessarily on retainer, but at least have someone to call when you are sued. What else can we think of?
Adequate insurance. You definitely have to have that. You have to have general liability insurance, at least $3 million in limits. You've got to have an umbrella policy that covers you on top of that. Depending on if you're selling products, you've got to have product liability insurance. You have to be covered for those events because, again, something's going to happen. It could be completely not your fault. I had music retail. Somebody slips and falls outside of your store. You're getting sued. It's not your walkway. But a good attorney is going to sue the landlord, you, everybody else they could possibly think of, so that they can possibly, hopefully, get a settlement from each party. You just have you have to have a proper risk management policy in place and make sure you're adequately protected via insurance.
And director's insurance as well.
Yeah, directors and officers liabilities for sure.
D&O. How much were your insurance premiums? I remember that we were having 10,000 kids that I was taking care of, and my premium was still under $1,000 a year. So it's still pretty cheap.
Yeah, it really is. Even
it's worth the cost.
It's definitely, you can't go without it. And what they'll do in a lot of the insurance limits is they will provide for the defense. So sometimes with the insurance carrier, they will provide that defense so that those initial attorney fees are not out of pocket.